I retired from my Lexington Fire Department in 2000, and the year before I retired, we had a bad car wreck out on Highway 25, and something happened there that changed my life, and I wrote this song, and I think y'all enjoy it. It's called Old Firefighter. 6 a.m. the fire bell rings, little country firehouse number 18. 3 men jump on a truck, head out for a bad wreck down the road. The old fireman that was driving said, "Boys, I was sleeping good." Another hour we'd been off duty and we'd all been headed home. In one car there was a drunk driver, hit head on into a young couple. The drunk driver didn't make it. Hope his soul was saved from hell. In the other car was a woman crying. Next to her was her husband dying. She was carrying their firstborn child trapped behind the wheel. He thought it was tough, that old firefighter, after all them years. Found himself on his knees in the street in the rain with some stranger having prayer. He can't explain what made him do it. Never before had he acted so odd. He was at the right place at the right time, and he knew he'd been used by God. The young woman seemed to calm down as the old fireman started to pray. Though he'd never done anything like it before, the words came to him to say. He said, "In Jesus' name, dear God, please help this woman and her family." The next thing he said didn't come from him, but he said it anyway. "Fear not, the Lord is with you. Your husband and baby's fine." The other firemen looked at him in disbelief. They thought he'd lost his mind. 'Cause the odds was greatly against him as the ambulance took him away. But the greatest healer of all was there. A miracle happened that day. He thought it was tough, that old firefighter, after all them years. He found himself on his knees in the street in the rain with some stranger having prayer. He can't explain what made him do it. Never before had he acted so odd. He was at the right place at the right time, and he knew he'd been used by God. 4 months later, Christmas Eve morning, little country firehouse number 18. The old fireman was taking a nap. He heard a visitor call his name. They said a Christmas card just didn't seem right. "We wanted you to see." And there stood the woman next to her husband with a healthy little boy baby. He thought it was tough, that old firefighter, once again after all them years. I found herself thanking the good Lord above as they all stood there in tears. God is still there and he hears our prayers. Miracles still happen today. Reason I know this story is true. That old fireman was me. God is still there and he hears our prayers. And miracles still happen today. We hope you enjoyed that video.
Now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.